Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the 2012 version of the Lorax. Now, as you know, the 2012 film The Lorax is a 3D computer animated musical fantasy comedy film that was produced by Illumination that also did films like Despicable Me, Sing, as well as the 2018 film that I covered, The Grinch. Now, I remember watching The Lorax with some friends of mine when we basically went to the movie theatres when I moved to my second college. And I would say, after watching the 1972 version that I did cover, I think the 2012 film does work, as the premise of the film is meant to follow 12-year-old Ted Wiggins, who lives in Neeville, which is kind of like this sort of dystopian kind of artificial-like city, where there's no trees, no vegetation, and we do kind of see how he wants to impress this girl he's into, Audrey, and of course, after getting advice from his grandma, decides to find the Onceler. And here we do see the Onceler tell his tale to how things came to be. And I think the story has a simple message. And I think the message with Ted Wiggins is, once you search for something, there's always going to be a bigger answer, and the more you realise it, you might be following a similar goal to the person you're asking questions. And I think when you do have the Onceler telling his story, you can kind of tell in his flashback he was technically seen as an outcast by his family. And when we do see how the Lorax tries to be his friend and do try to work out a sort of agreement, we do see how the Onceler's family do try to sort of manipulate, con, trick, and kind of manipulate him into doing into sort of doing what they want him to do. And I think the moral with the Onceler when he was younger is a bit of a message that sometimes starting something big can be dangerous, as well as that sometimes ambitions, goals, and pride can also be a dangerous thing. And I think, in my opinion, when you do have the sort of greedy mayor known as O'Hara, I think he definitely works as a villain, because you can tell he's trying to keep his products going and tries to stop Ted from finding any more answers. And I think he definitely works as a kind of greedy, manipulative, and arrogant kind of business tycoon, as he knows what the people want, and you can tell he knows how to kind of con people to get air for free. I think the 2018 Grinch film got wrong, but the 2012 film The Lorax gets right at, is actually taking time to sort of build things up. And it kind of shows you just how the town are manipulated, tricked, and sort of brainwashed by O'Hara. And I think this definitely does work. And I know there was originally two different songs with How Bad Can I Possibly Be and the other song Biggering. And after hearing the song Biggering, I would say How Bad Can It Possibly Be is the better one, because it just shows you how the Onceler wants to believe he's the good guy. He's not doing any real harm. I think the problem with the song Biggering, it just shows you just he's already too far gone. I think How Bad Can I Possibly Be is the better one, because it just shows you how much he wants to believe he's the good guy, how much he's sort of has kind of got the approval and acceptance he finally wanted. And I know Full Shame, a sort of upcoming YouTuber, did criticize the film, but it's really not that bad, because I think when you do have Danny DeVito voice the Lorax, he actually does sound like a concerned friend, and actually doesn't want to see the Onceler break any more promises, and does warn him what his greed and ambitions will lead to. And as soon as the Onceler loses everything, you can tell he's not angry, but disappointed in his actions. And this is kind of like showing just what can happen when you let greed, ambitions, goals, and everything that happens can affect you badly, and those around you. And I think the 2012 film Lorax is the better one, because yeah, we do see a lot more damage from the environment. We do technically see how Neville is made as this dystopia kind of manipulative world. And I think it still works well. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's definitely good, and definitely better than the 2018 Grinch movie. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.